Welcome to the Expert in You Showcase, the show where we bring you quick, powerful conversations with elite entrepreneurs and other professional business experts to share their best strategies, secrets, and tips to help you have more success in your business and life. I'm your host, Carden, and this show is brought to you by Expert in You, where we empower professional entrepreneurs, business owners, and experts to become influential figures and celebrities in their markets and add 6 to 7 figures with more ease. Discover a game-changing secret that attracts leads, qualifies them effortlessly, warms them up for your offer, and hands them over ready to say yes. We want to make closing deals for you a breeze. It's time to stop chasing clients and consistently fill your calendar with highly qualified conversations and sales opportunities every month. Increase your influence, impact, and accelerate your income and strategies that work. Book your business accelerator call with me now at acarden.com and let's map out your next step. Jake Dixon, welcome to my show.
It is a pleasure to be here, and it's about dang time. I feel like I have followed you for years. I love what you're putting out there, and thank you for the opportunity to share today.
Thank you. I love your background and your story and how you got into the locker room, how you do locker room coaching. And so we're going to dive into that. But Jake and I have already been discussing some really amazing strategies and juicy tips that he's going to give you going into 2025. So I'm really excited to have you here, Jake. And thank you for the nice, was that, a compliment?
It's whatever you want it to be. Plug, it's a compliment, it's all the things, because you're awesome and amazing.
It's all about having fun and having those great conversations. So Jake and I have been discussing some of the shifts that we're seeing happen in business, as in entrepreneurship. And so we want to talk about a few of those things. I'm going to let Jake share what he sees, and then we'll have some conversation around that. So Jake, a couple of things that you said are going to give people more success in 2025. What is that in your opinion?
Yeah, it's such a big topic, and I want to distill it down to something crunchy, easy to remember. So the first one I'm going to start with is, I believe in a post-COVID era going into 2025, your key to success in 2025 is going to boil down to CRMs. However, chill out. It's not what you think. I'm not talking
what you think. Right.
It's not the software CRMs. It's an acronym. So write this down if you're listening or watching this real quick. The C stands for consistency. And I know this is like basic. We hear this all the time, but I really believe and observe through those high producers that I coach, and I know Ann as well, one thing that they certainly have in common is consistency. They accept the boredom that is associated with mastery. They're not always looking to be creative and different. It's just doing the thing long enough for the results to show up. So C. The R, yep. The R represents relationships. Go figure. And again, post-COVID, in a social media world where we're supposed to be social, we're the least social ever, it feels like sometimes.
Right.
So it's going over above and beyond the call of duty. Always seek a way to +1 the relationship or the conversation, right? Instead of sending them a text message or something, shoot them a voice note, call them, shoot them a video message instead. Things of that nature, because people want to hear from you. They do, yes. Right? The M represents market knowledge. And in my line of work, which is real estate, but I believe it can apply to any industry, no longer are the days, thanks to social media, Google, other search portals, information is a commodity. It's right at your fingertips, right? So we've got to go deeper. We've got to know and be an expert on the subject, because that is now part of our unique value proposition we can give to others. Otherwise, they're going to get the information out there for free, right?
Absolutely.
The final one is the S, which is skill set development. So CRMs, consistency, relationships, market knowledge, S, skill set development. How are you growing yourself? What does your personal growth plan look like? I work with people just like Ann all the time, and everybody's a master in coming up with goals and deciding what they want. However, when is the last time you set a personal growth plan of who you need to become, right?
Yes.
And so I'm all about script and role play and whatever you need to do for your industry to really stand out above the rest and be the most skilled person that there is.
You know, I hear one theme through this, Jake, and you're talking about in 2025, we are going to have to step up our game. People are going to have to step up our game. The weak are going to go away. We are in a very saturated marketplace. It really doesn't matter the industry you're in anymore, whether it's coaching, consulting, real estate, it makes no difference. And the cream will rise to the top, and the people that are playing halfway will be the ones that will struggle and go away. Do you agree with that?
Completely agree. I mean, we're already seeing it. You're
We
seeing
are.
mergers and acquisitions happening. You're seeing
Yes.
people hypothetically or metaphorically or literally board up their businesses.
Yes.
Entrepreneurship is hard. So what are we going to do? Just sit around and sulk? Or are we going to, step up and play all in? One of our taglines here at Locker Room is real estate is a contact sport. It's time to get your jersey dirty. We've
Oh,
got to
I
get
love
out
that.
there.
That's so good. So good.
Yeah. Yeah. So
No, that's
anyways,
great. And that's really true. And when you're talking about, and it's all the pieces you talked about. I see people that aren't consistent. That's just a common theme a lot of times is in the world that I play in, which is coaches, consultants, professional entrepreneurs, that lack of consistency, whether that's in their marketing, whether it's in building their brand, whether it's just in their growth plan. And you said it so well. Do you have a plan, not just a plan, but what are you doing to really execute on that plan? And do you know how to execute on that plan? A lot of people don't because they don't have the skill set to back that up.
that's right. You know, that this is such a big one. And we hear quotes that sometimes until it smacks you across the face, it doesn't exactly land. And one of those that I've always heard growing up, and now it makes a whole lot of sense, is what's easy to do is
Mhm.
also easy not to do.
Oh,
And that
so
speaks to
true.
the consistency theme. I'll give you an example. And in our practice, we preach something that's called the 5 to 25 challenge. All
Mhm.
right. It's repurposing, it's making something boring, sexy again. All right. It's repackaging it. Something otherwise known as lead generation, which most people, oh, no, I don't want to lead gen. But 5 to 25 is this. Talk to 5 people a day for 5 days a week for 50 weeks out of the year. I'm giving you weekends off and 2 weeks off for holidays. Okay. I
Yes.
don't care how busy or part-time you are, you can do that. If you're not, that's a choice. Okay.
Right.
So math majors out there, do the math. That's 1,250 conversations,
Mhm.
time on task over time. Okay. And in my world, I've tracked this for 8 years. There's a 50 to 1 ratio. For every 50 conversations, it will ultimately yield me one new piece of business. Could be a
Mhm.
client, a buyer or seller, whatever the case may be. 2%. Well, that right there, that simple formula projects consistency to get 25 sales per year in our
Right.
case, right? Part of knowing your numbers and the value of being consistent.
Mhm.
One more quick thing. I used to run an indoor baseball training facility called the Player's Edge. I have background playing college and professional baseball. And I would give kids who are 10, 11, 12 years old lessons. And let's say I'm teaching him how to grip the bat or how to stand in the batter's box the correct way, how to grip the baseball. Well, guess what? The same thing, the same way those guys are doing on television who are earning millions of dollars a year playing a game, they're gripping the bat and holding the ball the same exact way that kid in Little League should. So, what's
Right.
my point? My point is the fundamentals of business, the fundamentals of this game don't change. What changes is the game speeds up. So, in real estate, instead of selling 12 homes a year, you're selling 112 homes a year. No different than a kid in Little League is throwing 55 miles per hour, but in the major leagues, they're throwing 95 miles an hour. The game doesn't change, it just speeds up. So we got to master the fundamentals and just
Right.
succumb to the boring, mundane, repetitious activities. That's what success looks like.
Right. You are so right. And I think a lack of consistency, a lack of the fundamentals is the thing that stops. It
Yeah.
stops people in their tracks. It stops their growth. I see it so often. And I was actually just on a podcast today, and she started telling me about how she took 4 months off. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, like that doesn't feel like a business to me, right? I've never done that. I've been in business 34 years building businesses. I've never done that. I've never taken 4 months off. And people out there are preaching that and saying, oh, you can have this dream life. And I think some of that is shifting as well. I think we're going to see some changes there too.
No, no question. I mean, there's a couple examples from our childhood if we just pay attention to the clues along the way, and all of us can probably have heard this.
Hi, friend. I have an exciting announcement. I hope you're enjoying this episode of Expert in You podcast, but I have to ask you, have you checked out the latest issue of Expert in You magazine yet? It's jam-packed with rich content, powerful strategies, inspiring stories, and so much more to help you elevate your business and personal growth. Don't miss out. Go grab your digital copy now and join our community of experts making a difference every day. Go to expertinyoumagazine.com and check out your digital copy today. Transform your expertise into success with Expert in You magazine. It's not just a publication, it is a movement.
Number one, the doctor didn't say, eat 7 apples on Sunday, did he?
Right.
He said, no. He said, an apple a day keeps
the doctor away.
There you go. Not 7 apples on a Sunday.
It does not have the same effect. No.
But Jake, I went to the gym on Sunday for 4 hours. Well, that's not the same as you going for 30 minutes every single day. You see?
Yeah.
The other thing is, you know this, come on. Would you rather have $1 million or a penny a day that doubles every day for 30 consecutive days? You know the drill, right?
Right.
Most people choose the mill because it's instant gratification. Give me that money now.
Yes. And they don't realize the bigger opportunity.
That's right. You and I understand the compound effect that a penny that doubles every day for 30 consecutive days is short of $5.4 million if I was just willing to be patient and apply time on task over time.
Yeah.
The illustrations are right in front of us.
It's so good. I had a coach one time. One of my very first coaches used to say 10 before 10. 10 conversations before 10 in the morning.
I like it.
It's such a great thing to live by. And it's the same thing that I really teach people too. How many conversations are you doing a day? You have to be consistent with it. Whether it's, or what are you doing for your lead gen? Whether it's podcast, whatever it is, whatever you choose or whatever that thing is for you, you have to be consistent. And it is the biggest downfall of people. Let's just, go ahead. Did you want to add something?
No, I was just going to say, you're right, because another illustration of that is my children. I have 2 daughters, 10 and 9 years old, respectively, and they're watching YouTube. And I'm like, all these YouTube famous stars with millions of followers, and they're like 14 years old, are earning millions. How? Why? Because they put out something interesting, I guess, and they were consistent.
Yes.
They were consistent. That's how they got.
It's a job for them. FYI. It's a job for them. Don't kid yourself.
For sure. Yes, but you have to be consistent creating the content.
Right.
The job is all in the production and different things, but you got to be consistent creating content and putting it out there.
That's right. And they're they are treating it like a business. And that's the thing people don't understand is they are not haphazardly, I think I'll do this today, and I'm going to skip it for a week. They really are treating it like a business, like a job. And that's why they're having success with it. And I really believe anybody can have success with anything if they're doing the right thing and they're consistent with their actions, and they just don't give up and they just keep going all in. And most people don't go all in, they go halfway in or quarter of the way in.
That's why you're Ann Carden, helping other entrepreneurs and coaches and consultants do this, because.
And that's why you're Jake Dixon, and why you played professional ball and college ball, and now you have a locker room coaching business. So I think this is such value for people to really open their eyes. We are just, it's not going to get easier, people. It's not. It's getting harder and harder. I've been doing this a lot of years. You have too. Business is not easy anyway, but it is getting a lot harder, just because anybody can start a business. Anybody, you work with a lot of realtors. Anybody can become a realtor, right? Go pass the test. But the percentage of successful realtors is very small. And it's the same with coaches. I think, let's see, I was looking at some stats. The average coach is making about $50,000 a year. Okay, just go get a job. Just get a job, right? Why would you want all this for that?
So right.
Yeah.
It's controlling the controllables, which is sometimes easier said than done. And we grew up again hearing like, all right, control your effort and attitude. True, true.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in entrepreneurship, when otherwise you might feel at times you're on an island, and that's why you plug into podcasts and things like
Right.
this to say, wow, I'm not alone. I'm not crazy. People are feeling exactly what I'm feeling, but it's hard work, man. This is
It
not
is.
easy.
It is. And also, I think have the mindset too to consistently be checking the things that you're doing. Make sure that the things that you're doing are productive and they're
Mm.
actually moving the needle. So many people, everything I do in my business, there is a strategic plan for it. There's a reason I'm doing it. I'm not just doing stuff haphazard. Everything is calculated and
Yeah.
there's a reason for it. How about you, Jake? I bet
I've
you would say the
I've
same
got
thing.
one more crunchy thing for your
All
listeners
right,
here.
let's hear
You just triggered it for me. I told you I got a bunch of.
it.
So, first of all, anybody listening who's current, former military, thank you for your service. And so I learned this from AAR, after action review, right? That's what they do in the military. Sports guy in me, I'm all about studying game film, right? You watch a football
Mhm.
game between offense coming off the field and defense going on, the camera usually shows the quarterback sitting on the bench doing what? He's scrolling on his tablet, studying frame by frame by frame the game film to see where they missed the block and how they can run the play better next time, right? Game film.
Right.
So we created an acronym with our company. You guys take it. It's KISS. We kiss everything. So KISS stands for not keep it simple, stupid.
I was going to say, not keep it simple, stupid,
No,
and
no, no.
yeah.
The K is this. You guys write this down. K is, what is it I need to keep doing?
Hmm.
Simple yet profound question. What do I need to keep doing? Double down. It's
Right.
working. Okay.
Yes.
The I represents intentionality. So what do I need to be more intentional about? So
Hmm.
I'm doing it, but maybe I need to dial up the intention a little bit further.
Right.
Breakthrough. The first S, of course, stands for what do I need to stop doing? And the
Hmm.
last S, what do I need to start doing? So we do that in 90-day increments of time where we stop at 90 days,
Hmm.
pause, watch game film. What do I need to keep doing? Be more intentional about, stop and start. Simple formula. You guys apply that, if nothing else, from today, you'll be better off, I promise you.
So good. Wow, this was juicy. Thank you, Jake. This was so good and so much fun. And it's so nice to meet you in
Likewise, thank
person.
you.
Yes, we've been hanging out kind of on social media together. So it's always nice to get to actually talk to people and have conversations with them.
Yes.
This was so good. How can people get a hold of you, Jake? And what do you, let's just say real quick, what do you have coming up in the new year that you would like people to know about? I'll give you a quick pitch there.
Thank you for the opportunity. Well, number one, I wrote my first book, and you're aware of
Yes.
that.
Yeah, that's
Cannonball.
right. Is it out yet? Is
Oh,
it?
yeah. Yeah. It came out
Okay,
this
yeah.
year.
Oh, that's right. I did see it. Yes. All right.
Cannonball. Yeah. The 12
Congratulations.
success principles children can teach you about life and business,
That's
inspired by my
right.
children.
Hmm.
And what's coming ahead, though, is we are getting ready to launch a online community, more or less like an elite mastermind network, if you will, specific
Hmm.
to independent broker owners in the real estate space. So
Okay.
super excited about that, and lots more to come as we release the teases until the official launch date.
Very cool. Well, I will be watching Jake Dixon in 2025 to see all the great things he's doing. Thank you so much for being here. This has been amazing having this conversation with you. And how can people get a hold of you, Jake?
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. And by the way, for the platform, and it has been fun. I've enjoyed this time. So I'm actually the most on Facebook. Maybe that makes me old. I don't know, but Facebook/Jake Dixon 29. If you want to connect personally, that is me. Otherwise, you can go to our website, tlrnation.com, and poke around and see a little bit about what we do.
Fantastic. Well, thank you again for being here. And as we wrap it up, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to Expert in You Showcase. If you are ready to attract high paying clients like clockwork, build powerful influence and scale your business with ease, let's talk. Book a complimentary $1 Million Accelerator strategy call at acarden.com to discover how the Expert in You method can help you create a steady stream of premium clients and consistent revenue growth. Don't wait. Your next big breakthrough starts with a simple conversation. Visit acarden.com and let's make it happen. Have an amazing day and God bless you.